it's Jason Creel. You know, being self-employed, one of the challenges you may run into is the cost of health care. Buying private insurance can be quite expensive, you know, unless you have a spouse that has health care through her, you know, his or her job, and that is able to cover you. But for me, you know, my wife doesn't work, and so being the self-employed, private health insurance is quite expensive. So I wanted to just let you know what I do, and this isn't an option for everyone, but it is an option for some people. I'm a member of what's called Samaritan Ministries. There's several large Christian health sharing plans out there. Samaritan Ministries is the one that I'm a part of, and I have been a part of it for about 5 years. Basically how it works is I pay $405 each month. That is for a married couple with as many kids as you have. So if you're married with no kids, it's less than that. If you're single, it's less than that. So I'm not exactly sure on the prices, but it basically works like this. Every month I get a letter in the mail from Samaritan Ministries letting me know of another member of Samaritan Ministries who's had a medical need. So I'll get a letter and says, Mr. and Mrs. Brown had Miss Brown had a knee replacement surgery. Please send your $405 share to Mrs. Brown at this address. So I send my $405 to her. The next month I get a letter. So and so had a baby. Please send your $405 to her. I send a letter to her. The next month, so on and so on. So each month I send it to a different individual. 1 month out of the 12 I send it to Samaritan Ministries for administration fees. So that's how it works. Each month I mail it out. So how does it work on the other end? For me, I've had, like I said, we've been members for 5 years, had several medical needs, including about to have our third child under Samaritan Ministries, and we had our first child while using private insurance. And basically it works like this. We go to having our baby, we submit that to Samaritan Ministries that, hey, we have a medical need. We get the bills from the baby, and in case of maternity needs, you can actually submit the bills ahead of time. So if you get the hospital to give you a price on what it's going to cost for the hospital fees, at least the estimate. Obviously it could change depending on how things go, but then we submit that to Samaritan Ministries. They publish it, send it out to other ministries, and we begin to get those checks in for the amount that our bills are. You're responsible as a member, so if we have a medical need like a baby, or I get hurt, I cut my finger open one time, had to have stitches, had to have surgery one time on a finger. You're responsible for the first $300 unless you get a discount of up to $300. So whenever you have a baby, or you have some kind of major medical need, you almost always get a discount because you're a cash customer. I mean, it's as if you don't have insurance, because technically speaking it's not insurance. So you say, hey, I'm a self-pay customer. What is your rate for self-pay? For instance, the baby that we're about to have, we just talked to the hospital and said, hey, we're self-pay, and wanted to know what the fee was going to be for the hospital on us having a baby. They gave us a prepayment price that was, I think it was $2,800, and they said, that has to be paid ahead of time. So we go ahead and submit that to Samaritan. Samaritan will send it out to members who will mail us the checks for that $2,800 so that we can prepay the hospital, because the normal rate is over $20,000. And so you get that discount, so you're not responsible for the $300. But like, for instance, if you just go to the doctor and it's $100, because you're sick, you're responsible to pay that. You're responsible for the first $300 of each need 3 times a year, I believe. After that, you're not responsible. So, I mean, you look at it compared to private insurance, we have to pay a deductible. I mean, for our baby being delivered, there's no deductible. There's literally 0 out-of-pocket cost. And like I said, this will be our 3rd baby through Samaritan. One, the bills were around $30,000 due to the baby had to go in the ICU for a little while. And you know, there's 0 out of pocket, where the one child we had, our first child with private insurance, it's not expensive, but you pay the deductibles for your hospital stay. I think it ended up being about $1,000 out of pocket. So anyway, it's much cheaper. I mean, there's no doubt about that. We've been with it for 5 years with Samaritans, had a fantastic experience, 0 problems through several medical needs, and like I said, on these big issues, there's 0 out-of-pocket expense. You know, so I think it's a fantastic option. I've told a lot of people about it. I have friends who use it. I think there may be around 60,000 members nationwide at the time of this video. But it's an option. It's not open to everyone. It's a Christian health sharing ministry, and so when you join, you have to have and actually each year you have to have a pastor or a leader of your church sign off that you regularly attend church. So it's not open to everyone. But if you meet those qualifications, then this may be an option for you to look into, because it is significantly less expensive than private health insurance. So check it out. I'll put a link in the description, but it's Samaritan Ministries. You can look them up online as, I think, SamaritanMinistries.org. But I'm on some kind of list where Samaritan gives my name out if someone has questions about it. So I'd be perfectly happy to answer any questions about Samaritans. Thanks. Hey, thanks for watching the video. If you're in the lawn care business or thinking about starting a lawn care business, click the subscribe button below to stay tuned to all the latest videos.